When you wake up, this is what you gotta do. You gotta crush the day before it crushes you. Every day I'm here to motivate, lead the way in the AM. I don't want you to hear these words, I need you to feel what I'm saying. Oh, you gotta crush the day before it crushes you. You gotta crush the day before it crushes you. In the building, Drewbie Wilson, motivation's coming, I can feel it. First thing that you need to do is crush the day before it crushes you.
Skipping steps in the process won't get you any closer to your destination. Because here's the true thing that you need to think about here. If you're skipping the steps, you might be missing an important part of the journey. Because here's what I know. When I think back to when I was a young guy, I used to like building model cars. You know, you get the plastic ones from the Michaels. I don't know if you guys had Michaels in your town, but Michaels was like the little art store. And you'd get paints and colored pencils, and they had model cars. And I loved to put together model cars as a kid, but I did not have the patience to go through every single little piece, right? My whole rush was like, just throw the frame and the wheels on and put the outside shell and paint it up, and then have just the shell of a vehicle. Now that for me as a kid was fun because I could play with it and make believe, and you know, it was what it was. But the truth was I hadn't properly built the machine because I had skipped steps. And then as I got older and I started looking at the things that I was interested in, BMX bikes, computers, you know, building cars, whatever it may have been at the time, there was a process. There were pieces that needed to go in place in a specific order for that machine to operate properly. And without them, you might get by for a little while, but ultimately it would fall apart. It would not create the desired result that you were seeking. And so I want you to think about where in your life are you potentially skipping steps of the process? Because here's the other thing that's really scary to think about. Lottery winners. You know, they get that big fat check, millions of dollars. They didn't have to work to earn that money. So they don't know the proper steps to taking care of it and protecting it. So they overspend. They leverage themselves. And suddenly you hear so many horror stories about lottery winners who won and had it all and ended up in a worse position than before they had won because they did not take the steps to learn the proper protection. Because when you skip steps in the journey, you're not getting yourself where you truly want to be. It's not shortcutting your path to success. You have to go through that. You have to learn. There are parts of the process that are very, very important. So I encourage you, even if it's boring, even if it's mundane, don't skip the steps, because the steps are what get you to success. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to go back and check out all the previous episodes. Make sure you subscribe and share this podcast with other like-minded, success-driven individuals who want to crush it. Check the show notes and grab your Crushing the Day swag over at crushingtheday.com. And remember, crush the day before it crushes you.
You gotta crush the day before it crushes you.